Orleans by Sherry L. Smith in itself celebrates a counterstory in the fact of the main character is an African-American girl, whereas majority of young adult literature, the characters are white. Plus, most stories of kids in post-apocalyptic times are white and their struggles, and that is very interesting. But the reason why I made the cover the way it did was I wanted to showcase that Fen is African American, because in the original cover, you can kind of tell, but not really. I mean, her skin looks darker, her hair is darker, but it's very difficult to tell. As for the background and the gray and what looks like cracks, I wanted to make the wall because her point of the story is to get the baby that she's holding in her arms, the baby girl that was Lydia's baby, over to the wall away from the Delta fever so it has a chance to survive. On top of that, when it comes to the back, I wanted to mention a couple of the quotes that I found online from reviews. A harrowing and memorable ride from Kirkus, which was a very positive review. Also, from the Book Smugglers, a powerful book I loved deeply, painfully, and wholeheartedly. Majority of book covers do contain those more positive reviews, therefore I want to incorporate that, but I wanted the main focus to be that for this class it is considered a counter story as for the purposes, and it was actually a very strong one. Even on Goodreads, when I looked it up, it was under the counter story category, which is very interesting. In the novel, compared to my Dust Jacket, as I mentioned before, it follows kind of the main premise of Fen getting the baby across the wall. But I also want to point out that I put Orleans and Sherry L. Smith's name in green as a way to signify the Delta fever that is ravaging the entire Delta coast. That blood disease that just, it's a killer. It's a bad killer. Within my cover, I decided design-wise to have Fen with her hair in a bun, as described in the very beginning, and when Fen talks about how Lydia is the one who put her hair in braids and put it in a bun so it's out of the way, and also in a tank top, because all through the story, Fen describes how hot it is in Orleans and the type of weather, and it's humid and mucky. But I wanted to have the baby wrapped up in pink just to signify it is a baby girl. And as interesting as it is, I decided to make the sky above the wall blue as a way to signify the outer states and what possibility is beyond there, such as a healthy life and having resources that they don't have within the walls of the post-apocalyptic world that Fen and those tribes live in. I was motivated to focus in on this counter story because I think it's very important for young adults, teens, kids to really be able to see themselves as characters, you know, without it just being about a white kid or anything that involves those stereotypical, the stories, you know, follows this line. Orleans definitely strayed from the past because the characters were definitely, you never knew who Fen could trust. Daniel, who, because he's a man, you would think that he was going to be strong and tough, but Fen kind of thought of him as useless, which I do not blame her. Granted, she does admit that she wouldn't be able to make as far without him, but he didn't really do too much within himself.